Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a structured approach that can take prayer from something you just do to a powerful, life-transforming declaration. You know that feeling, right? Where maybe your prayers have become a bit of a laundry list, maybe a little unfocused. It can feel like a one-sided conversation that's all about your problems. But what if a simple framework could completely change all that? Well, the whole foundation for this approach is actually grounded in a specific name for God, YAHWEH ELOHE. Now, this isn't just some fancy title. It's a declaration. The idea that the sovereign creator of the entire universe is also personally your God. I mean, just letting that sink in for a second, that single idea changes everything. So that's where this ACT model comes in. It's a really clear four-part journey: adoration, confession, thanksgiving, and supplication. Think of it as a roadmap designed to guide you from just listing off requests to having a much deeper, more powerful conversation. All right, so let's break this down, starting with the very first step, adoration. This is all about making an intentional shift in your focus, moving away from your own problems and your circumstances, and instead focusing on God's unchanging nature and his character. This quote just perfectly captures the heart of adoration, doesn't it? It's about holding these two massive ideas in your head at the same time, recognizing the immense, universe-holding majesty of God, while also acknowledging his profound, personal closeness to you. It's pretty amazing. And that's why this is so huge, right? This first step lays the foundation for everything that follows. By starting with who God is, the Creator, the faithful one, our personal refuge, we frame the entire conversation in the context of his power and love, not our own limitations. Okay, next up, we've got confession. And I really want to be clear here. This part isn't about feeling guilty or beating yourself up. In this framework, it's about courageous honesty. It's about getting real so you can realign your heart with God's truth. This quote really gets to the core of it. Confession here is less about a list of screw-ups and more about admitting where we've put our trust. You know, have I been depending on my own strength or my job instead of really leaning on him? It's like by admitting these things, we're clearing the static off the line, you know? It creates the space for his guidance to come through and allows us to humbly receive the restoration that's always there waiting for us. All right, on to step 3. Thanksgiving. And this isn't just a quick, fleeting thank you. It's about an intentional practice of acknowledging and actually naming the specific ways God has been good in our lives. And this totally reframes what we're actually thankful for, doesn't it? The ultimate gift isn't just the stuff we receive, but who we have, the relationship itself. The simple assurance of his presence becomes the greatest treasure we could ever have. You see what's happening here? By taking the time to consciously name these things, his faithfulness, salvation, those daily provisions, and especially his presence, we are actively building a perspective of gratitude, and that perspective has the power to completely change how we see everything else. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, supplication. Yep, this is where we bring our requests, our needs, and our desires to God. But here's the thing. After going through the first 3 steps, we're coming at this from a completely different place. And this is the genius of the whole thing. The placement is absolutely key. By putting supplication last, our requests are no longer just a desperate list coming from a place of fear. Instead, they become this confident expression of faith and partnership, brought before God we've just spent time remembering is all-powerful, forgiving, and good. And just look at the kinds of things we're talking about here. They're both personal, like asking for stronger faith and guidance, and they're for other people who are lost or suffering. And most importantly, all of them are wrapped in this trust that God hears, that he acts, and that ultimately his will is best. This chart right here, it just nails the whole transformation, doesn't it? Prayer moves from just a list of needs that's focused on our problems to a real conversation. It becomes this powerful declaration of trust that's centered on God's character. It goes from one-way communication to a dynamic, powerful relationship. So at the end of the day, this A.C.T.S framework, it's way more than just a technique, right? It's really an invitation to shift from asking to adoring, from hiding to honesty, and from worrying to worshiping. So the real question to walk away with is this: how could turning your prayer into this kind of declaration truly transform your perspective, starting today?